You have one thing holding back your income in roofing sales, and this applies to virtually every single roofing salesperson out there. And until you figure out how to break through this one thing, the cap on your income, you will forever be stuck at that point. And this is not all doom and gloom, don't you worry, because in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to calculate your actual worth, what you, my friend, are worth every single hour. Unfortunately, this exercise is shocking, and for most folks, it's not shocking in a good way. We end up looking at this number and we're like, I thought it was like 3 to 4 to even 5 times what I actually wrote down on this piece of paper. We're going to be doing this exercise here together. And then when we see this for ourselves, we end up feeling a little bad about it, which, by the way, I've been there. I've done this myself. I'll share that story in a moment. But the good news is that when we realize that the number one limiting factor in sales, which teaser alert, is not your ability to sell. I repeat, your number one income factor is not sales. It is, my friend, time and time and time and time. It's that simple. Time. Time is what holds us back. Now, for most folks, if we had all the time in the world, we could make a bunch more sales and a bunch more money. And there's this fallacy in roofing sales like, oh, dude, I just made $2,000 in an hour. No, you didn't. Maybe you knocked doors for an hour. You got a few no's. You landed a yes. You made a sale. The commission was $2,000. But what about the drive time? What about all the time you worked in the year? Is that just $0 time? Like you're not getting paid? So what we need to do is just realistically look at how much money we are actually able to earn per hour based on all the hours that we work in a day over a year. And this is the first way that I answer the question that comes up at virtually every single speaking event that I do. When I have a full day training event like I have with Owens Corning in the last, 40, 50 we've done just in recent time, I start off by saying, hey, what's the one thing that you need to leave from this event that's going to help you smash your income goal? And one of the most common things that comes up is time management. And instead of me speaking to time management on its own, we start with this exercise to help you figure out what you're actually worth per hour. I want to share with you how I discovered this and what it's done for me. I remember back to one of my best years in the roofing business, and my boss, he bought me a 1991 Corvette ZR1. That was my Christmas bonus. It was parked in our warehouse, and at this point, I was the chief operating officer of the company, and he knew that 91 Corvette ZR1 was like my dream car, fastest production car made in its time. We had a fantastic year. My top line revenue was the best that I'd ever done. And then I got this awesome car on top of it. And I thought I was on top of the world. I thought I was making all this money per hour. And then I sat down with a pen and paper and I went through the exercise that you and I are going to do together. And I looked at it and I was like, oh gosh, that's not what I thought. I basically have 2 full-time jobs. And what ended up being this like total awakening moment was when I realized that the top line revenue, although important, is really not what's important. What's important is your hourly rate, or your EHR, effective hourly rate, which we're going to get to. And the reason I say that is because at the end of the day, if we keep chasing more and more money, what do? We keep working more and more and more. And I found myself where I worked more and more and more, but my hourly rate actually reduced. And when I shifted gears, instead of trying to make more money, I focused on my effective hourly rate. That changed how I looked at my time. It changed how I structured my days. It made me become someone who is like into reactive mode, like I'll figure it out as we go, to being hyper planned, hyper focused, laser dialed. And when I ended up doing that, I ended up cranking my income up, doubling it, doubling it, doubling it, and doubling it, and doubling it. I think 3, 4, 5 times even since then, if not more. And the one focus I've always had is my EHR, my effective hourly rate, which we're going to get into right now. So grab pen, grab paper, get your calculator out. Let's rock and roll. All right, first, quick welcome back. Adam Bensman here, the Roof Strategist, and everything I do here on my channel is designed to help you smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. In order to smash your income goal, you got to know what your effective hourly rate is, what you're actually worth, and then how you can move the needle by focusing on that one number, not the top line number. It's a little backwards in the thinking process, but I promise it'll help. So what we're going to do, grab your pen, paper. I'm going to let you look right over my shoulder. We're going to write down effective hourly rate, okay? EHR, effective hourly rate, right at the top. Then what we do is we take a look at our annual earned income. So I'm going to write at the top. And by the way, I'm going to do this in 3 different variations on sample numbers. Let's say, for example, I have earned $100,000 in the last 12 months. I'm going to put my last 12 months of income up top. Then I'm going to divide that by the number of hours that I've worked in a year. And I'm going to give you a little cheat code to estimating this. It's important that you modify these numbers to fit your sales cycle in the market that you work in. Example, my friends in Minnesota, You're not working 12 months a year. You're working up until what, November, and then you got pretty much dead time until February, March. I know that you're still working here and there, but is it safe to say it's nowhere near the hours that you were putting on in the summer? Meanwhile, my friends in like Texas, Dallas, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, you guys and gals are generally working year round. So let's assume that we all work 50 hours a week. Is that safe? I believe that's kind of conservative because to me, 50 hours is kind of part-time. So let's assume a 50-hour work week. And for many of us, it might be closer to 60 because we're working Saturdays. But let's just say 50 for right now, which, by the way, would tip the scales in your favor on the number you're about to see. 50 hours a week. And let's assume that you're working for 50 weeks out of the year. There's 52 weeks in a year. That gives you 2 weeks off, being closed for Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, things like that. Any other time off, vacations. So 50 hours a week times 50 working weeks in a year is 2,500 hours. So I'm going to take, and this is where we're going to discover your effective hourly rate, your income that you've earned that year, divided by 2,500. And what you will see is that your effective hourly rate, drum roll, is $40 an hour. That's what you're actually earning. Now, for many people that see that, you're going to go, wait, what? 40 bucks an hour? Thought it was way more than that. Then, if we add, let's say you have 200,000 of income per year. I'm just chicken scratching on top. That number goes from 40 to $80 per hour. 80 bucks an hour. And then when you go up to 300, that number, that's not 80. You're up to 120 an hour. Now, what you can see is if you drop the number of hours you work and you focus on working, as some people say, smarter, which really just means more effective, then you're going to watch that number go up even more. So instead of just looking at your top line revenue, you want to look at your effective hourly rate. So do this right now. Grab a pen and paper or grab your calculator and write down how much you've earned in the last 12 months divided by how many hours you've worked. Again, I assumed 50 hours a week times 50 weeks. You find your effective hourly rate. Now what you get to do is apply this concept, because if I did the classic, in marketing they call it the gun to the head approach, meaning if I put a metaphorical gun to your head and I said, you have 2 hours to make sales. You get to choose any day of the week, any time window, but you need to make a sale in that 2 hours. When do you do it? Go. And for most people, I hear 5 to 7 p.m. on a weekday, or between 10 and noon, or sometimes like it's noon to 2 on a Saturday. So that's that time window. So we have to then apply this knowledge and say, okay, if this is a clock, so there's 12, 3, 6, and 9, all right, we know that our most lucrative sales time is right here, 5 to 7. I'm going to just put that in, 5 to 7. So right here is our most lucrative time of the day. This is income producing time. I'm going to put all my effort into sales right here. And what am I not doing? I'm not answering phone calls from friends and family. I'm not responding to text messages. I am not on Facebook. I am not on Instagram. I know that these 2 hours of the day are the most valuable times of the day, the most income producing opportunities that I have. So I'm going to then start approaching my effective hourly rate to say, all right, well, in the mornings then is when I'm going to do catch up, admin work, follow up, submitting scopes, paperwork, all that stuff that doesn't make me any money. And I'm going to structure my day around income producing time for the sole purpose of being more efficient and then increasing my effective hourly rate. So I'd love to hear from you. And I know this is going to be a vulnerable one for many people. When you found your effective hourly rate, were you pleasantly surprised? Thumbs up. Or were you unpleasantly surprised? Thumbs down. Drop it in the comment section below. I know the first time that I did this, I went a big thumbs down. And I was like, this is not good. But again, by focusing on that effective hourly rate, I focused on the tactical execution of being more efficient and planning my time better. And today, the way I apply this is my weeks are planned multiple weeks out. I know exactly what I'm doing on what days, when, and I know in the roofing space, like everything's really reactive and fast paced, and sometimes we got to be flexible. But when we plan ahead, we structure our day, and we covet our time to know that if someone is reaching out to you, and this is where we're going to go one step deeper, like your buddy that calls, is going to change your mind. We're going to end on this no. All right, you're not going to answer the phone, because here's what it is. If we know, let's make an assumption. I'm going to flip to a freshy page. We're on the assumption, just for fun, that your effective hourly rate is 40 bucks. And again, I'm just going to do those tiers. We have 40, 80, and 120. Okay. Divide that number by 60. I'm not going to do the math for you. I want you to do it. Why? Because you just found the value of every single minute of your time. The value of every single minute of your time, which means when a friend calls, when someone pulls you aside, when you get distracted, they are putting their hand in their pocket and robbing you of that money. Oh, I just need just a minute. Oh, I need just 5 minutes. Just a quick 5-minute call. Hey, bud, do you want to ditch this day and go fishing and drink some beer? They're stealing from you. You, my friend, are allowing it. So when you know the value of every minute of your time, which is one of the reasons that I'm a nerd and I like wearing a watch, and I happen to just be a watch nerd and I like nice watches, it is a constant reminder of how precious time is, because it's the one thing that unites us all and is the equal and level playing field. So your effective hourly rate and then the value of every minute. Does this change how you sell? Does this change how you guard your time? Does this change, or will it change, how you use and manage your time? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. My hope is that this refocuses your attention to be more efficient so you can smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. And if you want help for you personally, or if you're an owner or manager with a team, I'd love to help you. And my program, there's details in the description below, can provide every single salesperson on your team with a daily sales plan that's built around their income goal. So it's a custom program, and they're going to enter that in, and they're going to say, I want to make this much. I'm going to tell them exactly how many sales they need to make, how many sales appointments they need to make based on their close rate, what they need to do each and every day to generate those appointments. Then I'm going to give every member of the team everything they need so you can self-generate more leads without forking over more money to marketing agencies or relying on your company. I'm going to train everyone on the team how to overcome objections right there on the spot, without the cat getting your tongue or getting frozen. And I'm going to teach everybody how to use my car park closing formula to not only close deals confidently in the house without sounding sleazy, salesy, and pushy, but I'm going to give you an efficient plan to not only leave that house with a signed deal, but with a pocket full of referrals. Because yes, we will be asking for referrals in the beginning. It's part of the process. I include the referral cheat sheet and more. So if you want to learn how we can help you smash your income goal, then text the word DEMO, DEMO, to 303-222-7133. There's a link in the description as well, or you text DEMO to 303-222-7133. All right, my friend, there you are. Your effective hourly rate, what you are actually worth, and how you can move that needle to make even more money. Thanks for joining me on today's video. If you like this video and you want more, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. That tells me to make more stuff like this. And just because we're about to wrap up doesn't mean you're in my time has to. So click here to get in my free training center, no catch, or stay on YouTube, hop into this video. I'll see you in the next one.